Test, test, test. All right, we had a card error. Biggest fish of the day, and the GoPro didn't catch it. GoPro. Yeah, no sound. I'm serious, no sound. There are times when you get out there and everything's right. The weather's right. Fishing was actually quite good. And I'll be doggone if my little GoPro here both failed to record sound and it failed to record the biggest fish of the day, even though you had it on and hit the record button. That's the worst possible environment. Heat, humidity, vibration. Horrible on cameras. That's one of the reasons why more and more my cinema camera stays here at home. Sometimes if I have a hankering to get some wildlife or to get some more cinematic shots, I'll bring it out. But much of the time, just the good old GoPro with the media mod gets it done. So that's one of the solutions. Carry two cameras. If you have two cameras, you at least have a backup, right? The other solution is you got to get creative in your editing. When the footage doesn't come out the way you want, you got to be creative. See how we just cut that together? You see how it's differently? You see how, despite the fact that we had no sound, we still were able to make a video out of it. One is here. It's kind of a behind the scenes video here. Two, we can recut the scene using sound from another part of the video where I was running the motor and the footage where I had no sound. And so you likely don't even hear the difference. Time is such a big limiting factor, especially if you're busy, family life, and you're trying to run your tackle shop. It takes a long time to make all these videos. Fortunately, your cell phone has more technology in it than I had when I first started. And if you were to use your cell phone plus add a GoPro setup like this, you got plenty of cameras. It used to take a whole film crew to do this, and it still does do it right, but there's a lot of technology in your favor now that it wasn't there yesteryear. Time to go home, fellas. I'm headed home. Nice cool day today. A lot of rain yesterday, and the water's really cooled down a lot. Tell you the number of times I've gone to a fishing tackle shop and there's some college student sitting there working behind the counter. We're talking mom and pop type shops even, and they're just sitting here on their stinking cell phone, not paying attention to the customers or anything. If it were me and I had a, brick and mortar bait and tackle shop, and you had some college student working for you and all they're doing is sitting there talking on their cell phones, I'd put their cell phones to work. I say, you shoot footage, right, and review products and do all the things that need to be done, and they become part of the fishing tackle shop. Even if you don't want them using their cell phone, right? Because then whose footage is it? Who owns it? Well, if they're using your camera and it's on your time, then if everybody who works for you is now responsible, at least in part, of producing some content, if all they did was have their GoPro on their head as they're doing their work throughout the day, and they're just getting little clips, you could have all the content you could possibly want. And we're not even talking about getting out in the river and shooting stuff. All right, we done got somebody home. Look at another little baby stripe. If you want to catch spotted bass or striped bass, don't tip it with any baits. Just concentrate on jigging it and working it. Working the jig, working the jig. Just like I'm doing right here. Just up and down. Just working that jig. It takes a long time to build a YouTube channel. Look at where I am here. I am at 11,000 subscribers, and it's taken me about 9 years to get here. Long time. There's been plenty of people out there who've gone far further and far higher, far faster than me. But I believe what I'm offering is probably, most people on YouTube, 90% will probably never see 10,000 subscribers. Most people. The good thing is when you have your own business, you don't have to have millions of subscribers. You already have people paying you, right? All you're doing is taking what you're doing and putting it on YouTube. That's the only difference. You're already well ahead. There's a lot of businesses. If you look at a lot of businesses who are on YouTube, you'll notice they don't necessarily always have a lot of subscribers. But then when you go to their website, it's pretty obvious they have a thriving business. That's the beauty of having your own business first. So be patient. It's not the type of thing you're gonna just put 6 months into it and then we'll just see how it works out. No, you need to be, if you're not willing to put at least 2 to 3 years of work in, just don't even try. Don't even start. And quite frankly, 5 to 10 years, depending on your age and your time and the things you have to do, is more realistic about this. The reality is, because you already have a business, you already have a built-in audience. So you kind of get a little bit of a shortcut. But it's still going to require patience, because YouTube is a trade. It's a craft. You got to learn how this works. It's not a matter of just hitting the record button and YouTube somehow owes you millions of subscribers. It's just not how it works. You got to have something of value that people want to watch. If you don't have that value, man, you just won't get anywhere. Just won't get anywhere. Quite frankly, I'm going to be honest with you. If you're the type of person who doesn't like change, don't do YouTube. Just don't do it. Just right. It changes every day. It changes every week, every month, every year. And the reality is, you'll change. You cannot produce 2 to 3 videos, 100, 150 videos per year for years at a time without that changing you. You are going to change as a person. Go look at my original videos. and look at what you see now. Change. It's all changed. I'm not the person today that I was when I first started this, or even 2 years ago, or even 3 or 4 or 5 years ago. It's been 9 years now. Why do you think I'm doing this type of content? Because this is what I want. One, it's what I want to do, and two, I think there's a value in it for people who have an established fishing tackle shop, and they're just wondering, can they use YouTube to build and profit their businesses? And the answer is yes, but change is a part of it. That entertaining that question in and of itself is change, right? The change, you can't help it. You just have to be willing to adapt, and you have to constantly learn something new. Every day you need to be reading something about editing or YouTube or online marketing or something to help you build online. If not, you're just not gonna be able to keep up. Change happens often. Listen, if all you're doing is selling the kinds of products that people can buy at Walmart, you're probably not gonna grow all that much, because those are very common products. And yes, I do, but what you need to do is pick a people group you want to serve. Maybe you get a lot of competition bass fishermen. Serve that audience. Maybe you get a lot of just good old-fashioned live bait guys coming in buying worms every week. Those are the guys you need to focus on. Maybe you get guys who they love catfishing. You sell a lot of catfishing products. That's your audience. You need to take a look at what direction you want to take, what people group do you want to serve, and approach it from that angle, and literally produce every conceivable video to help those people catch more fish. If you do that, you'll grow your audience, both locally, nationally, and internationally. It's happened for me, and it happened for you as well. But you have to pick a direction, a people group you want to serve, and you serve them as best you can.